The Jazzman. Written by Pyra. Narrated by Joshua Macrae. Chapter 1. The young woman was pretty and smartly dressed. She had an expensive red leather jacket over an elegant silk blouse. Her miniskirt had a slit in it that caught the eye of every man in the bistro as she shifted on the high bar stool and sipped her martini. Almost every man, thought Henri with wry amusement, as he glanced at the two stylish and dramatic young men animatedly commiserating over some professional affront that one of them had suffered. They were regulars, and Henri called them the decorators, because that was their business. The guilty little thoughts of a middle-aged man were an abstract hum in Henri's mind, competing with the conversations of the bistro as background noise. Henri had long since learned to dismiss such thoughts as innocent. The man's guilt was born of fantasy and sneaking peeks at the lady on the bar stool while feigning interest in his fated companion. Henri labeled him midlife crisis. His were not the kind of guilty thoughts that Henri heard loud and clear, the kind he had never learned to ignore. Henri turned slightly to study the lady at the bar. She was young, but not a girl. Her clothing was too expensive for her to be a prostitute. Besides, Emile would never allow that kind of girl into his establishment. She was not a regular, though. Henri had never seen her before. She was drinking steadily, with an angry determination that indicated a resolute desire to escape from the world for a few hours. Henri felt a little sadness that such a beauty should be so angry and alone. He briefly thought about joining Mademoiselle Martini at the bar, but he knew she would be suspicious and probably would mistake his friendliness for lechery. He could not blame her for that. Old men like him were not supposed to chat up young ladies. He sighed and turned his attention to the Merlot he was savoring. Emile wandered over and sat down. "How's the wine, Monsieur Patriquin?" he asked warily. "Excellent. Fetch yourself a glass, Monsieur Gola." Henri raised the bottle and waved it at him. He and Emile had shared many bottles of wine over the years. No, you enjoy it. I am too tired. If I were to indulge tonight, I would probably nod off before I even swallowed it. Not bad for an Australian, though, eh?" Henri turned the bottle to study the label. He was getting old. He had never even noticed that the wine was not French. His father would have shot him for such a failing.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?